I don't know. Could be the first losing season. Now, I said last year was going to be the first losing season, and they finished like 9-7-1. I predicted 8-9.
I still can't believe you guys tied the was it the Lions?
It was the Lions. It was the game that Ben was out with. I don't think he actually had COVID, but he was on the COVID list.
Yeah.
I probably for like being a close contact or something.
Yeah.
If he actually was on the list and he actually had COVID, whatever, it doesn't matter. He missed the game. So Mason Rudolph started that one. That was the one I went to it too.
That's so
I went
bad.
to that
I'm
game.
sorry. I remember that.
Man, it's gonna be interesting. And I've seen people say Deshaun's gonna get suspended, so the Browns aren't gonna be that good. Which I'll buy that. You know, if Deshaun's suspended halfway of the season or more than half the season, then the Browns are gonna suffer. So if they come in fourth place, they come in fourth
Dude,
place.
I don't know. They still have Baker. It's not like they got a bum.
But would Baker really want to play for them? That relationship's completely gone. So it's a matter of, does Baker actually want to play for them even though everything that happened? Now, if he plays and he plays well, then maybe that gets him out of there.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, so let's say the Browns don't trade Baker. They keep him on the team for the entire year. They don't cut him, they don't trade him, nothing. He's on the team the entire year. They just paid 18-19 million for a guy that may or may not play.
Yeah.
So, it's tough. They shot themselves in the foot. Before trading for Deshaun, they should have traded Baker. Call a team that needs a quarterback and try to get even a second or third and trade him. And then you get Deshaun. But now you got
Why?
Deshaun. And now Baker's trade value is almost nothing.
Why is it nothing?
Because teams know you have to cut him. So
why do they have to cut him?
Are you going to keep him on the roster for 19 million?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. they have too many quarterbacks. That's not a problem.
But for 19 million, that's the problem.
That's how much Baker's contract is for this year?
5th-year option. So it's all guaranteed. Just like Deshaun's contract. It's all guaranteed.
Yeah, but that means it's not going towards the cap, right?
No, it is, I think. What's Baker's cap hit?
It's on Squad Track.
No, it's 18.1 million.
And what's Deshaun's? Deshaun's is probably 0.
Cuz they did that stupid shit with the $1 million base salary. Let's see.
Why'd you say it was stupid?
Oh, if he gets fined, his cap hit's only $10 million. So here's the deal. Deshaun's base salary on this year is $1 million. So if Deshaun gets suspended for, say, half the season, it only costs him $500,000. Whereas if his salary was like 20 million, it would have cost him $10 million being suspended half the season.
Okay.
The Browns gave him the minimum base salary in order to keep any financial hits to a minimum. Fun fact, the Patriots actually did the same thing when Brady got suspended for Deflategate.
Interesting.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
So the Patriots actually did the same thing.
Yeah, I wasn't really following our financial situation until like 2017.
Mm-hmm. So that's what the Browns did with Deshaun, which I think that made the situation worse.
Yeah, I know,
Honestly,
but I know you don't like Deshaun.
I mean, even when like he was on the trade market, I'm like, look, all 22 accusations could be false, but I'd still be nervous about it.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't want him. Now, granted, I would have taken probably Jimmy G, but that was before his surgery, and now he's not going to throw until summer. So there's that situation too.
Yeah, but Jimmy is a bum, man. He
But
is
I
a
would have
bum.
given up a fourth for him, because say you take that position, quarterback, is a fourth round quarterback going to be better than him? Probably
Not
not.
not immediately. Like not for a year or two. But but in the long run, I'd say just depends on the guy you get.
Because like Mason Rudolph was a third.
Dak Prescott was a fourth.
Yes, he was. Russell Wilson was a third as well, though. So
Yeah.
there's different scales of it.
Yep.
So it's
Yeah. So the thing is if you get Jimmy, obviously you guys didn't get Jimmy, but if you
right.
did get him, then you're immediately looking for the replacement. Like that's how it is in my opinion. Like you get Jimmy, and then it's like, okay, well we definitely need to get another one right now.
I mean, Jimmy only has 1 year left on his contract.
Yeah.
So
And then he
how
probably turns into the veteran that raises rookies, like Brian Fitzpatrick.
Jimmy Garoppolo is 30. So I mean, you would get a couple years out of him, and then maybe you start looking for a replacement.
Yeah, see, I'm the opposite. I started looking for a replacement immediately because he's not good. The reality is that if the Niners thought they could win a Super Bowl with them, they would hold on to him and just use him, and they wouldn't have drafted Trey.
No,
And the
and
Niners roster is as good as any contenders.
yeah, it'd be one thing if Trey had fallen to them, much like Aaron Rodgers fell to the Packers when they still had Brett Favre.
Yeah,
I mean, Favre was older than Jimmy, but
and Favre's also a Hall of Famer.
he is. And he was also, I'm going to retire. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. No, I'm not.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
he was on the border of
Wishy-washy.
retiring. He was older, so, but they didn't trade up to go get Aaron. He just fell to them. So, they gave up a lot to go get Trey. So, but I think Mitch on 2 years is okay because if the Steelers draft either Willis or Pickett, and I kind of don't want anyone else, if those guys are both gone at 20, don't even bother drafting a quarterback. So whether they draft a guy this year, Mitch is 2 years on his contract. So it's, you know, this guy learns for a year. Okay, now you have a competition. If he beats out Mitch, great. If he doesn't beat out Mitch, learn for another year. And then take over in year 3. Or you don't get Willis, you don't get Pickett. Okay, next year, draft a quarterback. He sits for a year. Year 2, here you go.
Yeah.
Mitch is the bridge quarterback. He is nothing more. He is nothing less.
Yep. That's how I felt about Cam. But I was excited because Cam is pretty exciting. I mean, even if he's trash, and he is trash, he's exciting. He's exciting trash.
And someone actually said he would rather have Mitch Trubisky over Baker Mayfield.
That's so bad. That's a bad take.
But there's 2 reasons why. Likeability and mobility. Mitch is more mobile than Baker, which He is. I'll agree with that. And likability. Mitch is more likable than Baker.
There's no way,
I
dude.
don't know.
Baker Mayfield is likable. The shit he did with the flag in college, man, he was a badass. And then all the commercials that are pretty funny, man. I don't know. I like Baker. I like Baker more than I think he's good, if that makes sense.
I mean, I saw someone bring up the fact that, this entire time, the thing that's been going on with the Browns, we have not seen a single person, like player-wise, from the Browns, come out in Baker's defense. Not a single teammate of Baker came out in his defense. So I'm like,
Yeah.
there might be something to that. Plus, even as a backup, Bills players talked about how Mitch was still like a leader in the locker room.
Yeah.
So he has that quality that Baker may not. And I'm wondering, like, you look at Odell and Jarvis and Baker and everything. I'm just wondering if, like, the Browns got to them. Like, being a Cleveland Brown, did it eventually weigh on them? You know?
The fact that they're in a shit organization?
Right, so, like, if someone says Baker's not a leader, if they say he's immature, if they say different things, could he have been a leader his rookie year or his second year, but eventually just playing in Cleveland, it gets to you? You know?
It's an interesting take, I'm going to be honest.
I'm curious if playing in Cleveland just, like, upsets people. Just because for the last, 2 decades, they haven't done shit?
Yeah.
Except go to one playoff game? Or, no, I'm sorry, they went to 2. They won the wild card and then they lost the divisional. So they went to but 1 year they went to the playoffs.
Yeah. That's an interesting perspective. I haven't heard that before. But, I won't discredit it. Like, kind of like the Lions effect.
Yeah. I just listened to, like, Undisputed a lot.
Yeah.
And I listened to Shannon and Skip talk. I'm like, well, what about this?
I hate Skip, but I like what Shannon says a lot.
One thing annoys me about Skip when they talk about Baker Mayfield. Skip will constantly bring up the 11-game stretch that he had in 2020 where the Browns went 8-3, made it to the playoffs, beat the Steelers in a playoff game, but then lost to the Chiefs. And I'll hear Skip talk, it's like, yeah, but Baker has not played just 11 games. And then it's like, well, about this year? Well, he was hurt. Okay, do this. Take Baker's, say, 10 best games. Take his 10 worst games. Throw them out. What are you left with? That is what he is.
Yeah, you're taking
their best.
You're taking the average, essentially.
Right. Take away the best. Take away the worst. What are you left with? Because here's the thing. An average can still be great, or an average can still be terrible.
Yeah, I don't think he's terrible.
Just because you're taking the average doesn't mean that someone is average.
Yeah, I really don't think he's terrible. I don't think he's great, and I don't think he's terrible. I think he could be a top 10 to 20 quarterback in that range. I don't think he'll ever be a top 10 quarterback, and I don't think he'll ever be a bottom 10 quarterback.
No, so I put Baker... I say he's average. I'm putting him around 15.
Yeah. I would agree. I think he's in the Jimmy range. But he's younger, and he probably has more moxie than Jimmy G. So
less injuries.
Yeah, I would definitely take Baker over Jimmy just because of the upside. He can still develop.
So...
And injuries, that's a really good point.
Yes, the injury history. But, I didn't like Baker going into the draft. I didn't like his attitude.
I like that, though. I don't like people that are squares.
I don't need a square, but you can't be running away from police.
Baker ran away from the police?
Yes.
When?
While he was in college, he ran away from police, and they caught him. He couldn't get away.
TJ Watt catches him every year.
So let's see. Baker Mayfield. I'm gonna look this up. Runs from police. Let's see. Let's see. It was March of 2017. Was that like literally right before he got drafted?
I think
Because he
so.
was part of the 2017 draft, right?
I believe so. Freshman year of college. No, he was 18, 2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2018 draft. So that was a year before he got drafted. He ran away from cops. So. But yeah, he ran away from the cops and they caught him. He did not get away.
That's funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it's funny that they caught him.
So pretty much by that point, I was kind of turned off Baker.
Yeah.
Um,
So remember that draft? Remember going into that draft? We had absolutely no idea who the Browns were going to take. You
yeah,
remember that?
yeah,
They had the number 1 and the number 4, right?
yes, yep. Number 1 they took Baker. Number 4 they took
Denzel Ward.
Denzel Ward.
Yeah. And number 1, we didn't know if they were going to go quarterback first or quarterback 4. That draft was so fun because we had no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they were gonna go quarterback 1, and to me, it was between Baker and Sam Darnold.
Yeah. Yeah, because, well, who else was in it? Josh Allen,
Josh
right?
Allen, Josh Rosen, and Lamar Jackson.
I don't think anybody was that excited about either Josh's. Nobody really.
Actually, I saw a report that said when the Browns were deciding, they were deciding between Baker and Josh Allen. Those were the two.
Yeah.
They didn't want Sam Darnold at all at number 1. They were considering Baker and Josh Allen. Obviously, they made the wrong choice because Josh Allen is way better than Baker.
Yeah, but I don't remember anybody being that excited about Josh Allen.
I like him.
Everybody was just kind of like, oh, this is a big kid.
Big arm, mobile.
Yeah, but he had very, very bad accuracy problems, and he didn't play against anybody.
Oh
in
yeah,
college.
he was a big project. Same thing
Yeah.
with Lamar. Him and Lamar were the two projects.
Stop! Lamar was a Heisman winner. Stop!
But throwing. Come on.
No, you're
throwing.
bugging. You're bugging. Lamar won the Heisman at one of the best college seasons ever. Stop.
Dude still can't throw.
And he played for Louisville, which is a bigger school in Wyoming.
He did play for Louisville. Oh, actually, so Malik Willis just had his pro day at Liberty a couple weeks ago. And one of the guys he played with at Liberty, one of the running backs, he's actually from Rochester.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's played at Pittsford.
Pittsford?
Pittsford. Pittsford.
Is that in New York?
Yeah, it's near Rochester. It's not too far. That's the east side. That's the rich part of town.
Oh, I see.
And his name is Joshua Mack. Though he is not getting drafted, I know that for a fact because I looked and he's like the 700th ranked prospect.
Holy shit.
He played at Liberty. It's a smaller school.
Yeah. Is it D1 still?
I think. Like, here's the deal. Stats from 2019 to 2021. 133 rushes for 774 yards. 139 yards for 797 yards. 109 rushes for 448 yards. So he went from like almost 6 yards to clip to 4 yards a clip.
Yeah.
His touchdowns were 7, 4, then 3, so his touchdowns went down too. His longest runs went down. His receptions went down.
Yeah, that's usually not what you want in college.
Everything went down from 2019 to 2021. So, he ain't getting drafted.
Mm-mm.
He might get a camp invite, but that's about it. Other than that, he'll probably end up in like CFL, XFL, somewhere.
Dude,
in that
did you
ballpark.
see T.O.'s coming out of retirement to play with Johnny Manziel?
Oh, that fan-controlled league?
The Zappers. Dude, Johnny Manziel is throwing to Chad Ochocinco and Josh Gordon. It's a
No,
better
Josh
personnel
Gordon-
than the Patriots.
Josh Gordon, he's on the Chiefs, isn't he?
No, he's on the Zappers.
I swear to God, he was on the Chiefs.
He's on the Zappers. The team that's owned by Trevor May and fucking a couple other
Yeah,
people.
Josh Gordon. It says Joshua Caleb Gordon is American football wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs.
He's click on news. I'm telling you right now, he's on the Zappers.
Wide receiver Josh Gordon re-signs with Chiefs 4 weeks ago.
Hmm. Well, they got all the advertising for him on that website. Supposedly he's lining up across
I mean,
from...
T.O. came out of retirement,
Yeah, that's what I said.
but as far as I can tell, Josh Gordon's not there. So, what'd you call them, the Zappers?
Yeah.
Let's see. Unless there's another Josh Gordon? So they say age 30, 6'4", 230. I don't think Josh Gordon's that tall. He might be 6'3". So according to this, I mean, he's 30 years old, 6'3", 225. By all accounts, this would be him.
It's him. I'm telling you right now, he's on the team.
Well, the Chiefs are not going to be happy about that. Ah, okay. So, on February 27th, 2021, Gordon signed with the FCF Zappers of the Fan Control Football League while being suspended from the NFL. He played 2 games for the Zappers while catching 7 passes for 100 yards and 3 touchdowns. Gordon applied for reinstatement from the NFL suspension in July of 2021 and was reinstated September of 2021. After being reinstated from suspension, Gordon signed with the Kansas City Chiefs practice squad on September 28th, 2021. He was signed to the active roster on October 5th, 2021 in the Chiefs Week 14 game against the Las Vegas Raiders. He caught a 1-yard touchdown, his first touchdown since 2019. On December 13th, he tested positive for COVID-19 and was placed on the reserve COVID-19 list. He was reactivated on December 22nd. The Chiefs chose to make Gordon a healthy inactive for the 2021 Wild Card round game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was waived by the Chiefs on January 24th, 2022, and re-signed to the practice squad. He signed a reserve future contract with the Chiefs on February 2nd, 2022. So he was with the Zappers, but while he was suspended, now he's on the Chiefs. So I don't know if he's still on the Zappers or not.
That makes sense. Johnny Manziel's killing it over there, though.
Drafts at the end of the month, isn't it?
Yeah, we're like 3 weeks away.
Yep.
I'm pretty excited. I just want a cornerback or a linebacker in the first round.
I know the
Or
Steelers,
a crazy receiver if they fall, but now receiver's not that much of a pressing need.
I know the Steelers at some point are going to need a corner because right now their starting corners are Ahkello Witherspoon, Levi Wallace, and Cam Sutton. Both Wallace and Witherspoon signed 2-year, $8 million contracts, so they're only getting paid $4 a year. And those are their starting outside corners with Sutton in the slot.
Damn, that sounds like us.
And then they still got Minkah. They don't have another safety, though, because they didn't re-sign Edmonds, and they haven't signed anyone yet.
The Steelers like to slow play the free agent market. It's kind of interesting.
They are get, like, under the radar guys. So, like, they got James Daniels from Chicago. He's a guard. They went and got Mason Cole from, I think he was with Minnesota. He's a center. They went and signed, who else did they sign? I think those were the only offensive linemen they signed, was 2.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, we need some more offensive linemen.
Though, fun fact, all the Steelers' projected starting offensive linemen are 25 or younger.
That's good. You just need the quarterback.
And, like, literally, James Daniels, 4 years in the league, he's 24.
Yeah.
Miles Jack, the linebacker, he's 26, yet he has 6 years in the league.
Yeah. He's
Like,
solid.
Jesus.
He's solid for sure.
Levi Wallace and Minkah Fitzpatrick, they actually played together at Alabama.
Alabama.
Though, at that time, Levi had 39, Minkah had 29. Well, Minkah now has 39 with Pittsburgh, so Levi went and took 29.
That's funny.
So now they swap numbers.
Yeah.
Because he even had 39 with Buffalo, but he couldn't get it because Minkah has it.